This week, the boys take the train to my neck of the woods, West Virginia. Mercer County, West Virginia, to be exact, in the Lake Shawnee Amusement Park. Is it haunted? What atrocities took place for them to shut down a place full of thrills and excitement? All aboard the midnight train. Let's go! Hello, passengers, and welcome to the Midnight Train, America's second favorite podcast, where we bring the dark to light, where history never dies, and where listener discretion is always advised. Yes, we make fun of and joke about the creepy and unsolved mysteries of the world, all while bringing you as much information on each topic as possible. Yeah, we are kind of a comedy podcast. You know, we make fun of things and whatnot. However, we do talk about some pretty dark topics. So if you're not into that, listen. If you don't think those things go together, it's fine. It's fine. But I think you should give it a chance because we just might be your second favorite podcast. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So listen, I'm your host, the conductor of the cryptic, Jonathan Sayer, and with me today, of course, back in the co-host chair, is the one and only blonde version of Logan.
But I need a non-blonde song now.
For non-blondes? Yeah. What's that song they sing? And I said, hey, yeah. That's pretty awesome. So we're back.
Yeah,
back.
Your arm's tired?
Yeah, I did a lot of flying. Yeah. A lot of flying, and I'll talk about that in our one of our Patreon episodes that are coming on, up here soon. We got a couple of them on deck, so if you want to become a Patreon subscriber, support the show for $5 a month, you get all kinds of stuff. There's a ton of bonuses over there.
So much stuff.
Plus a bunch of little stuff like the F That Guy series.
Yeah, we have a really good F That Guy coming up here soon.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be interesting. I have a couple of them that I'm working on as well.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to be discussing my trip over to Europe and India.
Yeah, that's a lot of stuff to talk about.
Oh, boy. It was 12 flights in 14 days.
That's a lot.
And there was a lot of chaos. So, get over to patreon.com/The Midnight Train Podcast or go to themidnighttrainpodcast.com. Click on Patreon and sign up and support your favorite two knuckleheads. .com. All right, let's save the rest of the business stuff until the end. Let's get into this whole thing.
Let's go for a ride, boys and girls.
Let's turn on the lights, adjust our seats, grab a drink. It's coffee for me because it's like 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning, right?
Yeah. Malt style.
And let's get amusing. Okay. But first, here's a toast to all you beautiful motherfuckers.
You hissing bitches itching for another brother to discover like no other. Like a motherfucker, lick the icky like I was a sucker.
No doubt.
As I'm hounding other women, make them wet like they were swimming. Really while I'm spitting venom, this is nowhere near the end. Yeah, don't act like you don't like this.
Yeah, because we are. And we're past the, 2-minute mark? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Or 30-second mark or something like that?
Yeah.
So we can say the F word now.
No, we fucking can't.
Oh, we can't?
No.
Damn it.
We're at an amusement park. There's children.
Oh, not, well, I mean, there are children in this one, but not really the ones you want to hang out with. This is, I really didn't know a lot about this topic today. Until we started diving into it. It's the Lake Shawnee Amusement Park.
Yeah.
Lake Shawnee. And as old Isaiah said there, it's, down there in West by God. Yeah. The Lake Shawnee Amusement Park was a defunct amusement park situated by Lake Shawnee near Princeton, West Virginia, right here in the good old US of A. In an attempt to find details about the community of Lake Shawnee, we found fuck all.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wasn't a lot. Yeah, like the community around where it was, at least not present day. Like I couldn't find any kind of like demographics or anything like that.
Yeah, that's so weird.
Yeah,
it's like it just got wiped.
Yeah, so we kind of went over to Princeton and Mercer County, West Virginia, where Princeton is located. Okay, that's where this whole place is.
Got ya.
And I stumbled across something I actually knew even less about.
Really?
Than the amusement park.
Oh.
Yeah. So Logan, have you ever heard of the Battle of Clark's house?
The Battle of Clark's house?
The Battle of Clark's house.
Is that because fucking what's his face wouldn't get his RV out of the freaking front yard?
There's an idiot in his bathrobe putting waste into our sewer right now. Yeah. No, Eddie, I'm fine. I'm going to take you out to the middle of nowhere and leave you for dead. No, that is not. We're not talking about Clark Griswold here. Okay, so I found this article here, and it's from Clio, CLIO.com, the Clio. All right, so I never heard of this, so it's kind of cool. On the morning of May 1st, 1862, a small but important skirmish occurred between, it says skimmish.
Skimmish?
Yeah, it says skirmish, okay.
Oh.
Occurred between Confederate forces operating in the Princeton area of Western Virginia and the 23rd Ohio Volunteer Infantry. The home of Henry Clark was the site of this action that would push CSA troops southward to Princeton and eventually out of the area. The battle was not just between two armies, it also pitted two neighbors against each other, a typical theme of the Civil War. So this literally took place at someone's home. Now you got to think, 1862. It probably wasn't like a duplex. It was probably like
a pretty sizable property,
right? Like a farmhouse, like compound kind of thing. But it's just funny to me, like just thinking like there's a war going on and out front of your apartment. You know what I mean?
Go outside with your coffee and like, oh hey, there's a cannon fire there. Oh, that's cool. Oh hey, what do you know? Hey Bill,
yeah,
check out the fireworks.
Right. Fuck you, Bill. So early in 1861, the 23rd Ohio Volunteer Infantry, commanded by General J.D. Cox, had been pushing Confederate troops southward out of the area of Virginia. The Mercer County line, which runs along Flat Top Mountain, became the dividing line between Union and Confederate territory in the state. The 23rd established the 23rd Volunteer Infantry.
Yeah.
That's Ohio's thing here. They established Camp Jones at the end of 1861, located near the community of Flat Top in Raleigh County as a base of operations while hunting bushwhackers.
Interesting.
Who were occupying the surrounding areas. Okay?
Okay.
So, of course, yeah, this is, in the 1800s here. This is Civil War era. You know what I mean? It's kind of awesome so far.
That's pretty crazy.
And, of course, the history of stuff is just what baffles me, and I love it, So the Flat Top Copperheads, a local guerrilla group, under the leadership of Captain Richard B. Foley, had successfully eluded the 23rd until their meeting at Clark's house. To the south, the Company F, the Company F 151st Virginia Militia. God, these names and numbers.
It's so long.
Formed in Mercer County in August of 1861 to defend Virginia from Union attack. Okay. Company F, commanded by Colonel Jennifer. That's his last name, but it's spelled Jennefer. That's Jennifer, right?
Yes.
I guess.
Probably was like Jennifer.
Yeah. Jennifer. Yeah. Occupied the town of Princeton. Okay, so remember we said that that's where the amusement park is. It's kind of like real close to Princeton, so that's why I'm even talking about this right now, if you're wondering. Anyway. Although not an official part of the CSA, the Flat Top Copperheads were the eyes and ears of the 151st. Okay.
Flat Top Copperheads.
Flat Top Copperheads.
Do they all have flat top haircuts?
I could only hope so. In 1861, while Foley was organizing his outfit, not all of his neighbors were in agreement of which side was right in the war. Most of the area residents were supporters of the Confederacy. However, quite a few were loyal to the Union. So this is like a divisional line in this little area right here. And I've never heard of this before. Typically you hear like the big ones like Appomattox and things like that. You know what I mean? This is, I don't know, it's so funny. Anyway, so Foley's friend and neighbor, Russell French, was a Union supporter, and because of great opposition to his feelings, left Flat Top and joined the Ohio 23rd. While serving in the 23rd, French would achieve the rank of captain and because of his knowledge of the area, would be a great asset to operations. The Battle of Clark's House would bring these once friends together on the battlefield as enemies.
Oh, man.
It is so amazing. On April 30th, 1862, General Cox ordered Captain Botsford. I don't know, that's a weird name.
That's such a weird name.
And a small group of men, including French, to search the area for Foley's group. While Foley watched the movements of the 23rd, the Copperheads remained undetected. As night fell and the camp being 4 miles away, Botsford's men stayed the night at a friend of French, Henry Clark. Okay, they stayed there.
Okay.
So these guys are trying, you know what I mean? So it's like a little, they're playing the game right now, a little chess match.
A little chess.
The Civil War chess match. This is what's happening right now. Foley sent word of the small band to the 151st. Colonel Jennifer dispatched 300 troops. Foley's men surrounded the house and took positions overlooking the front door. The next morning, Botsford's men formed ranks in the front yard. Foley ordered his men to open fire, killing one and wounding several others before they were able to escape into the safety of the house. Okay, so they actually, again, this has got to be a big-ass house.
Yeah, it's got to be a big house.
So the firefight continued for about 30 minutes, by which time the reinforcements had arrived from Princeton. It appeared to be hopeless for Botsford's men. However, Major Rutherford Hayes,
Of course.
you know, Rutherford B. Hayes there,
Oh, yeah.
had his men ready to march early that morning. The first shots happened so close together that they sounded like one large blast. Hayes ordered his men to march toward the blast. As Hayes approached the battle site, Jennifer, you know, the other captain up there, or major, whatever, the guy with the girl name, saw he was outnumbered and ordered his men to retreat toward Princeton. As the Confederate militia and the Copperheads fled south, Hayes' men followed and fought them for 22 miles for 13 hours.
Jeez.
Yeah. So basically like walk a mile, load their musket.
It takes 7 minutes to load it while you're walking.
Yeah. They had actual like revolvers and stuff during the Civil War. I don't know why I said musket. That's pretty funny. I mean, they had muskets because obviously, Anyway, I'm just making sure everyone knows that I'm not a complete idiot. So, finally reaching the hillside before Princeton, Hayes saw the sky fill with thick smoke, and as his troops moved closer to Princeton, they found the entire town was on fire.
Oh, wow.
Jennifer ordered his men to retreat south out of the town, burning every building. 3 houses remained untouched by Confederate troops, leaving nothing of use for the Union Army. Refugees fled south with the Confederates in fear of the Union troops. Both French and Foley were wounded and would carry these reminders for the rest of their lives. After the Civil War ended, French moved back to Flat Top, where he and his old friend met for the first time since 1861. They hugged each other and wept over everything that happened.
Oh, okay. That's kind of a cool ending right there.
It's kind of neat.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
It's kind of a neat story that because of your ties to, I guess, what you believed in, you end up fighting each other. And it wasn't like some massacre and some crazy thing, but I mean, it lasted for 13 hours. They're at 22 miles. They're just shooting. I don't know. I just thought it was a cool story. So I always try to find cool things in these towns. So, all right.
It's crazy.
Anyway, it's pretty cool. It's a good palate cleanser.
Yeah.
To get us into this.
I liked it.
Yeah. So back to the Lake Shawnee Amusement Park here. The park was built in 1926 and ran for 62 years before closing in 1988. A long-ass time.
That's a long time.
The park gained attention from the public for at least 2 deaths that happened while it was open. Of course, this gave rise to urban legends and ghost things and hauntings and blah blah blah. A total of 6 people died at the amusement park.
Jeez.
Yeah, you got to remember too. This is like from 1926 to 1988. I'm pretty sure that like safety measures were fairly laxed back then.
Yeah, I mean,
in 1926,
they didn't have seatbelts in cars back then, so
Right.
they probably didn't have seatbelts on the rides.
Probably right. So C.T. Snitto, a businessman, bought the land in 1926 and started building a theme park for Mercer County, West Virginia residents.
Nice.
Right? He's like, you know what they need? A fucking merry-go-round. That's what they need. The county's residents, especially the local families of coal miners, loved the park, which had a swing ride and a Ferris wheel.
Yeah, after you're working 140 hours in the week, might as well go for a ride.
Yeah, what could be better?
Yeah.
Sucking in all that black shit in the mines or whatever.
God.
Like, I got to clear my lungs. Best way to do that, top that Ferris wheel. Just saying. Additionally, it had a racetrack, a dance hall, a dance floor, and cottages for overnight stays. Unfortunately, due to a failing health inspection, the park closed in 1967. Now, remember I said it closed in 88.
Right.
So it did close for a little while in between all this. Okay. Gaylord White. And if your name's Gaylord out there, I'm sorry.
I don't know what.
That's all I can say. A former worker of the park bought the property in 1985, intending to reopen it. It was briefly reopened in the summer of 1987. However, the park was forced to close after a 1988 archaeological search revealed several Native American artifacts and human remains interred before the white folk settlers arrived.
Wow.
Okay, so they're literally, this thing is on top of a native burial ground.
Of course it is.
Yeah. You move the headstones, but not the bodies? Can you even tell me what movie that is?
No.
Poltergeist.
It is?
Yeah, at the very end, they realized that the entire housing community that they were living in, and the reason they had poltergeists is because there was a cemetery there, and they moved the headstones, but not the graves.
Oh, I don't remember that.
And at the very end, like when all the shit's going down in the pool in the back, all those skeletons are coming up. Yeah. You've never even seen it, have you?
No.
Shit! So the majority of the 13 discovered skeletons, were young children. Gaylord momentarily revived the park, but it was shut down 3 years later. The park has offered escorted paranormal excursions ever since it was shut down. You can still go to this place and actually get like ghost tours and things like that. So it's kind of cool.
It's even creepier in person.
Yeah, a purr? Yeah, a purr. All right, so, we typically have a lot of information on the topics we discuss, but we found a pretty excellent website here. You found this, actually.
Yeah.
That details, like, a trip to Lake Shawnee. And we wanted to read some excerpts from Stephanie and Adam Hupka's journey and tour around Lake Shawnee. Quote, "It might have been the creepy clown that towered over me, its mouth wide enough to swallow me whole, that sent shivers down my spine. It might have been the chill in the December air that clung to my skin. It might also have been one of my many spirits who call, one of my many spirits. She's taking spirits with her. See, I got all kinds of spirits. Here's some Jack Daniel. Sorry. It might also have been one of the many spirits who call Lake Shawnee Amusement Park home, arriving to welcome me to their final resting spot. Looking around at the other wide-eyed guests joining us on our Saturday afternoon tour, I knew whatever it was, I wasn't alone. The reason Adam and I sought out abandoned Lake Shawnee as a day trip destination is that we're not alone on our fascination with its remarkable history. Dozens of TV shows have filmed segments on the grounds, and thousands of guests stop by to explore each year. In the past, our interest in eerie and deserted places has taken us to plenty of abandoned spots as far away as Bulgaria's Buzluzda. It's probably like, I don't know, boppity boopy. Hey, Lois. Lois, look, I got a mustache. Sorry. And as close to home as Pennsylvania's Centralia. And we're no strangers to haunted locations like the Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum or the Whaley House in San Diego. I think we've talked about those a couple times.
Yeah, maybe once or twice.
Right.
Yeah.
With our world still very much in the midst of a pandemic, though, we decided to close out 2020 with a bit of a nightmare before Christmas experience. After all, most spirits are natural social distancers, and an outdoor history lesson sounded like a wonderful way to spend a day. History reigns supreme at Lake Shawnee, where a small team shares a powerful mission to educate the world about their small corner of West Virginia. Whether you are planning a trip of your own or are wondering what you might get from the experience, one thing is for certain. A day at Lake Shawnee will create some incredible, lasting memories. End quote. So I mean, people say they love it, and I actually watched a bunch of YouTube videos, and we're going to play something towards the end of the episode today. And I mean, it's creepy, but you know how I feel about all that ghost hunter stuff and what's his name, Dick Baggins. You know what I mean? Like, I can't get into it. Like, it's so fake to me.
Really?
You know what I mean? I just can't. I don't know. There's nothing.
There's some fucking videos that I've seen, like especially like with TikTok and all that shit, that's kind of hard to decipher between like, you know, what's edited and what's acting. Because there are some freaking videos that I've seen where people will like be walking through like a church or something, and they are just, one, they're being super creepy about everything, but two, out of nowhere you just see like this random apparition that just walks by, and it's usually like some chick in a dress, but it's like the weirdest fucking thing, and it always gets you.
What gets me is that today, now, and so if you would have showed that to me back in like 1986.
Were you even alive in 86?
Oh yeah. Oh, unfortunately, yes, I was. But if I would have seen that back then, I would have been like, oh my God. Well,
Right.
first of all, I was a kid.
Yeah.
But second of all, there was no like editing stuff. I mean, there was, but it's like you had to be like companies had
Like
that kind of
NASA
stuff.
grade.
Right.
Moon landing.
Now it's like anyone can create that. So I just don't even know what's
Yeah.
real and what's not anymore.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to, and then a lot of it just, it seems so contrived and whatever.
Yeah.
I'll get off my soapbox. Anyway, so Lake Shawnee in the 1980s.
Ooh.
As I mentioned, all right, Lake Shawnee Amusement Park opened its doors in 1926 when proprietor Conley Snitto Sr. purchased the land. His vision to build a place for local families to relax and enjoy time together came to fruition as the coal miners from local towns stopped on by each year, making it a destination for summer vacations. The park was chock full of activities, featuring an artificial swimming hole,
Oh, yeah.
or a lake if you'd like, racetrack, concessions, and again, cabins for visitors desiring overnight stays. The cornerstones were the Ferris wheel and the swings, popular with everyone at the park.
What the hell, the merry-go-round?
I don't know yet. I'm sure it comes later.
Yeah, probably.
So I didn't know any of this either. I went on a complete rabbit hole in this episode for like stuff. All right. So the original Ferris wheel was designed and constructed by George Washington Gale Ferris Jr.
Like the original, the conception of the Ferris wheel?
Correct.
Or that Ferris wheel at that playground?
No,
Or
no,
amusement park?
the original Ferris wheel, like the actual first Ferris wheel ever.
Why do people, when they make stuff, they put their name in it?
Oh, I would. I'd be like, that there is called the Sayre Shit Sweeper.
The shit sweeper.
Yeah, the Sayre Shit. See, I can't even say it. Never mind.
Exactly.
I change it back. Yep, I'm done. All right, so, and it was constructed by Ferris Jr. here as a landmark for the 1893 World's Columbian Exposition in Chicago. Okay, it has become the most common amusement ride at state fairs in the United States. Does that, the Columbian Exposition in Chicago, does that sound familiar to you at all?
The Columbian Exposition.
The World's Columbian Exposition in Chicago in 1893.
That sounds very familiar. Isn't that where they first developed cocaine and all that shit? Because of the Colombians and everybody that was there?
I'm going to say no on that one.
Coffee, right? Oh, damn.
Yep, you're trying. You want to go for third?
No.
Okay. All right. No, actually, if it does sound familiar to our true crime fanatics out there, that's because a certain self-proclaimed and highly likely serial killer had built himself a murder hotel during his time, and it was located right there in the heart of the festivities.
Oh, yeah.
A certain Herman Webster Mudgett, better known as Dr. Henry Howard Holmes, or H.H. Holmes if you're nasty. Okay. So you can subscribe to our Patreon for the upcoming Fuck That Guy edition of this piece of monkey shit. Yeah, H.H. Holmes, we're going to do a bonus episode on him.
Oh, yeah.
And it is not at all what I thought it was. I've listened to so many podcasts about him.
Yeah, he's quite popular.
But he shouldn't be.
No.
He's to be honest, and we'll talk about it, he's mainly popular because he's full of shit. It's crazy. It's crazy. But he did build a hotel there.
Yeah.
And he was having people there. And in the midst of this huge exposition in Chicago, and this thing was big. I'm talking, this is where like Tesla and Edison were like showing electricity in the streets for the first time. Like this was huge.
Huh.
What?
I'm just trying to piece it all together. It was like, you said 18 what?
93.
93?
Mm-hmm. Why? You look perplexed.
I'm just thinking because like that's crazy that they were like that it was within like older, like for the first exposition where they were showing off electricity because
No, there were other things that they did, but this was like
the big one.
So Chicago was trying to outdo like New York. Chicago at the time was trying to become like they wanted to prove themselves as a metropolis.
Right.
And this is the late 1890s, you know what I mean? So you're talking like the very late 19th century going into the 20th century. And so they were pulling out all the stops. And we should also do a bonus episode on St. Louis tried to do one too.
Yeah.
And boy, did that flop. Yeah, it was rough. So anyway, that was the big thing. They were like, we want to make this the biggest thing possible. I mean, they went and built expanded the city out.
Right.
They had all these things going on, and basically, if you look up the exposition or whatever, maybe we'll do a bonus on just the exposition.
Because they were doing like a bunch of stuff at that time too, like trying to build like the skyscrapers to outbeat like you were saying New York and shit like that too.
It was amazing, and like so many new conceptual ideas came across too, like new forms of transportation, new gadgets for your home.
Yeah, like the washing machine and shit like that.
Yeah, like it's so it was really cool, but it's just in the midst of all this, there was a guy who had a hotel, a murder hotel, with all these hidden places like gas chambers and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Didn't they do a whole ass season on that for American Horror Story? The H.H. Holmes or whatever?
They may have.
I think so.
I really...
Isn't that the Lady Gaga episode too?
I don't know.
Whatever.
I don't know.
I got lost after like the third
and it's
season.
Gaga.
Is it Gaga?
Gaga.
Gaga.
Gaga. So definitely sign up for Patreon over there, and we'll be talking about that turd and and the exposition. Why not? We'll do both. So just to give you guys something else here to keep you awake at night, I found an interesting factoid.
Oh,
yes. A report from the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission files recorded 49 non-occupational fatalities from 1987 through 1999. Okay.
87 to 99. That's 12 years.
Right. So 49 non-occupational fatalities, right?
Holy shit.
At amusement parks.
Oh.
The estimated number of non-occupational amusement ride-related fatalities from 1987 to 1998 was 52. So they believe that it's right around 49 to 52 for an estimated annual average of 4.3 deaths each year during that period.
What the hell?
That is not people that work there.
No,
those are people that pay a ticket and they die.
Oh.
Yeah. Since 1985, at least 12 carnival workers have been killed while assembling or disassembling a portable Ferris wheel ride.
Yeah, those things are fucking death traps, man.
Yeah, so have fun at the fair, is what I'm saying. Enjoy yourselves out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
The tallest Ferris wheel, the 260-meter or 853-foot Ain Dubai in the United Arab Emirates, opened in October of 2021. I mean, it's 853 feet.
Wait, the UAE has the world's largest one now?
Yeah.
I thought it was London that had it for the longest time.
No, in fact, the previous record holder since 2014 had been the 550-foot or 167.6-meter high roller in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Holy shit, really?
Yep.
Wow.
Which opened to the public in March of 2014.
No shit.
Well, there you go. Now you guys know a little bit about Ferris wheels. And
yeah, of course, if I could put up a really cool-ass ride as soon as I fucking leave Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
What the fucking shit is that?
Sorry, guy. On to the story. Sorry. So tragedy began to grip Lake Shawnee Amusement Park in the 1950s when several deaths shocked the locals. A young girl's life ended on the swing ride when a delivery truck backed into her seat, killing her.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, she was on the swing and swinging in a truck. Yeah. Another young boy drowned in the swimming pool after his arm got stuck in a drain pipe.
Oh.
Yeah, not good. By 1966, Lake Shawnee Amusement Park closed its doors to the public and the land sat dormant for decades. In the 1980s, the park again welcomed visitors when Gaylord White, we mentioned this before because his name, acquired the land and set out to restore it to its former glory. In addition to purchasing a Ferris wheel, he found a swing ride that seemed to be just like the swings that once thrilled guests. When they installed the swings on the property, they realized the serial number matched that of the swings on the property from the 20s. Yes, the one the little girl died on.
Wow.
Until the park closed in 1966. It seemed like it was meant to be, making the grand opening even more poignant.
Yeah.
Right? We have the original swing. And, yeah, don't tell anyone, but someone died on it. You know what I mean? So Lake Shawnee Amusement Park welcomed tens of thousands of visitors during its second run, which lasted 3 years in the 1980s. Unfortunately, high insurance prices forced the White family to close their doors for the second and final time after a few short seasons, forcing them to pivot their activities to, keep the land active. That's when they started doing you can come there and hang out for other purposes and stuff.
Right.
They hosted fishing tournaments in what used to be the swimming lake, and they planned to create a space on the property for mud bogging.
Oh, yeah.
A motorsport the family knew would draw crowds to watch. Yes, West Virginia, you're doing it.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to go down there and see some mud bogging.
Yeah?
Damn straight.
What's a bog?
Bog?
Yeah, is it like a ride? A vehicle?
No. I don't know. In this context, I have no idea.
Yeah, what the hell?
I know what a bog is. A bog is like a marsh.
Yeah, it's like a swampish area. Yeah.
But so mud bogging, do you go into the marsh maybe and take your truck out there and go mud?
So it's
riding?
It's mudding, but you're in a bog. Mud bogging.
Let's go with that.
That would make sense.
Let's go with that.
All right.
That sounds good. Now, while excavating a mud bogging track, because they're getting this thing started, the White family made a series of surprising discoveries that took the property's already rich history and cranked it up a fucking notch. Together with a team from Marshall University, go herd, and y'all know what I'm saying, the White family discovered artifacts that told the story of the people who originally called the land home, the Shawnee tribe. In the late 1700s, the property was the active home base for the Native Americans until they suddenly disappeared. Among the bracelets, clothing, and tools that the excavators found, they also found mass graves that suggested as many as 3,000 Shawnee people may have been buried on the property.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, that's a lot. It was a shocking discovery that furthered yet another story that played out on the land, that of the Clay family. And believe it or not, this story I'm about to tell you is documented and true.
Ooh.
Yeah. As the story goes, Mitchell Clay, the nephew of Henry Clay, and his family settled along the Bluestone River at Clover Bottom in 1775. The area had been occupied previously by the Shawnees, as we mentioned, who had fished in the nearby Bluestone River and grew corn in the fertile valley.
Oh.
Yes. In August of 1783, after Clay had harvested his small grain crop and left to hunt game, a marauding party of 11 Native Americans crept to the edge of the field and shot one of his sons, Bartley, dead. The discharge of the gun alarmed the rest of the family. In the ensuing melee, a daughter, Tabitha, was also killed, while another son, Ezekiel, was captured. Now, after returning to the house, Mitchell came across the two dead children. He formed a posse and pursued the Native Americans, eventually overtaking them in Boone County. Several of them were killed, but some escaped to Chillicothe, where they burned the youngest son, poor Ezekiel, at the stake.
Oh, damn.
Mm-hmm. All three children were buried on the property, and a monument there now stands on the location of the tragic death as a memorial to them. Now, while it may have been the first violent tragedy on the property, it certainly wasn't the last, especially about the children, as we discussed. And it started to make people wonder, is Lake Shawnee Amusement Park haunted? So, if you had a recipe book,
Yeah.
and, it's like how to make a place fucking haunted.
Yeah.
Let's see. Native American burial ground with 3,000 people there, or 3,000 bodies there. Okay, check. Let's see. Little boy drowns in the lake. Check. The family that was there afterwards, 2 were shot and 1 was burned at the stake, and they brought their bodies back and buried them. Check. And a little girl is hit by a truck on a swing set. Check.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's mix that all together.
And there you go.
Oh, that feels really good. Boo! You know what I mean? Just a ghost pops up out of it. That's how you make a place haunted, folks. So as Gaylord White, his son, Chris, would ask, was asked, what's your definition of haunted, right? That's what he asks. Many visitors to Lake Shawnee Amusement Park have stories that suggest some spirits are at play. Many people report interactions with the little girl who died on the swings. Because the White family acquired the original swing set when they reopened the park in the 1980s, it does seem possible, maybe even likely, that the girl's spirit might spend time near the spot where she took her final breath. Sure enough, some eerie interactions have taken place near the swing. Her swing is marked by a red ribbon, although she prefers an adjacent swing where an owl ornament hangs down. On a still day, the owl appears to dance in an invisible breeze. Some watch it shake and spin on an otherwise still day when not even the leaves in the trees seem to move.
Ooh.
Curiously, the owl will often stop in its tracks, falling limp as if someone had just hit a switch, as if a child dropped it as she moved on to play with other toys.
Oh, that's not creepy at all.
The boy who died when he drowned in the lake is also reported to move throughout the park, seemingly preferring the area at the front of the park where he can welcome and protect visitors in a way that he could not protect himself when he was alive. Close to the lake, a white plastic pinwheel attached to the side of an old ticket booth may be his connection from his world to that of the living. And I've seen videos of this.
Ooh.
Okay. Like the owl ornament, the pinwheel moves even when there is no wind. Like people will sit there and talk. They'll put like an EMF reader next to it, and they'll talk to the thing, and the EMF reader will go up, and then all of a sudden the pinwheel will start moving.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Kind of wild.
Yeah.
And again, you guys know how I am. Do I believe in that shit? I don't know. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Just seems kind of weird. So this suggests that somebody, we can't see might actually be able to control it. In one video, a woman asked for the pinwheel to move, to speed up, to go faster, to stop, and it does, even without the help of the wind.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's one thing if you're like, hey, you little dude, can you move that? And it's like,
Yeah.
You're like, yay, look what it did. But it's like, hey, little dude, can you make that move? Okay, now make it go faster. Okay, now slow it down. Okay, now stop it. And it does all that?
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm out.
Yep.
Gone. Gone.
Do you know Morse code? Let me see you do some stops and goes. Stops and goes.
Yeah. I'm out. Should I leave? It spins. You know what I mean? Okay, bye. Yeah. So, is Lake Shawnee Amusement Park actually haunted? While it may be impossible to separate the suspicious from the supernatural, one thing is definitely for sure. There doesn't seem to be any evil spirits on the property. So nobody's getting any kind of malicious anything there.
Yeah,
it always seems very like friendly and just kind of like, maybe like they're little kids.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's not nefarious. It's not like something sitting there like carving stuff in your back or, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that would be, no, I'm cool with that. Especially knowing that there's like 3,000 some odd, Native Americans that may or may not have been buried there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good.
I mean, you might get scalped. I don't know.
At the stake.
They do that, right? Yeah. You wake up, you're staying over or whatever, and you wake up and your feet are on fire and shit. You're like, what the fuck? You just look out and you see some dude in just a towel around his basement looking at you going, no thanks. I am okay. So despite the Shawnee burial grounds just across the field and the resting place for the Clay children who perished in a violent attack, there are only stories about playful ghosts who only seem interested in human connection. Your visit might connect you to your own ghost stories, but they are more likely to bring a smile to your face than fear. This is what they say there. So while the Discovery Channel was there filming, one of its investigators got stuck in the old ticket booth and went into such a panic that she had to go to the hospital in Princeton.
She got stuck in a...
Yeah, okay. Quote, she couldn't get out and she was yelling for help. This is Chris White, the son of Gaylord here. And, quote, it was a push door and she was pushing. She couldn't get out of the damn thing. It's like somebody or something had locked it or was playing with her.
Yeah.
Very possible.
It seems like a little kid be like, haha, you can't get out.
Yeah. So, now they don't really speak of any kind of personal creepy Lake Shawnee experiences, all right? But the father says he did have an encounter with the little girl who lost her life on the swings 49 years ago at the time of this article here. And this is pretty amazing because this is exactly what I imagine my father, your grandfather, doing this.
Gotcha.
Okay. Quote, Dad was on the tractor mowing the field and he kept feeling a weight on his shoulders. Okay. He didn't know what it was. So one day he felt the weight and he turned around and the little girl from the swings was there. She was in a ruffled dress and she just appeared. He wasn't scared, but the only thing he could think was, well, if you want this tractor so much, I'm going to give it to you. So he got off of it and left it sitting there. It's been sitting there since he left it in the late 90s. Exactly. You want it? I'm out.
See that too.
Yep.
I just bought this damn tractor, but hey.
Yeah, that's fine. You can, it's all yours.
A ghost wants, a ghost can have.
Yes. So now I did find some actual experiences from Reddit users.
Nice.
Okay. This one says, a few years back during my junior year of high school, I was in a tourism class at my vocational school. It was a lot of fun. Honestly, me and my buddies got to go on trips while others were stuck in class. In mid-October of 2017, we went to Pipestem in Pipestem, West Virginia. The first day was pretty standard as far as a trip can go. Me and the guys had our own cabin out in the woods, and the girls had the same accommodations. The next day, though, things got really weird. Okay. We were bored in our cabin the following night, so we decided to head to Lake Shawnee.
Okay.
Why not?
Yeah.
It was an amusement park built in an Indian burial ground that operated back in the early 1900s. Yeah, we know this, Dick. Shut up. It was shut down in the late 60s, I believe, after a child drowned in the lake. You would be correct. We waited till after dark and then headed over there because it was only like a 10-minute drive. We're laughing the whole way there, just acting like dumb teenagers. As soon as we pulled near the tree line, the park played just beyond. Wait, near the tree line, the park played just beyond. Whatever. Something felt off. All the joy was sucked out of me. I'm sorry to hear that. Or am I? Had that happen before? No, I'm just kidding. Sorry. I felt, let's see. I just felt like we weren't welcome there. The park had two attractions, the Ferris wheel and the swings. Basking in the full moon, the park looked hauntingly beautiful. Hauntingly beautiful would be the proper thing, whatever. That's fine. At this point, we're still being shithead kids and decided it's a good idea to take a seat on one of these swings. We hang around for 20 or more minutes, but just as we're leaving, I feel a burning sensation on my lower back. Oh, at the stake!
Yup.
Ah, they're coming! Like someone has pressed a hot iron against it. Ignoring it wasn't helping as it just intensified the scorching pain. I tell my buddy to pull out a flashlight and check out my back. See if I scraped it on a branch or on some rust at the park or something. Makes sense?
Yeah.
Sure enough, 3 distinct claw marks ran the length of my lower back.
Oh, shit.
It made all the hairs on my body stand up. I felt like someone was there hovering over me like a dark cloud. We got back to our cabin and the scratches are nowhere to be seen at this point, but I wasn't feeling any better. I felt like I was a passenger in my own body, like I was in third person. There was something malevolent, I could feel it, but I was tired beyond belief at this point, so I go to our room and crash on the bed. At about 3 a.m. that night, one of my buddies calls from the living room, his voice trembling. Me and my other 2 buddies in the room go to check on him. The front door was wide open. He looked gaunt, drenched in sweat, He looked gaunt, drenched in sweat appearance as how I felt only a couple hours earlier.
Sure.
Okay. In other words, he looked like how he felt earlier, or
Right.
how he was. Yeah, okay. He explained he was fast asleep on the couch when he felt a cool breeze across his face. Ooh,
That's nice. Refreshing.
yes. Sitting up and seeing the seemingly endless wilderness outside our cabin. We were all shook pretty bad, as well as had locked the front door, and all of us stayed in our rooms for almost the entire night. I didn't believe in all this ghost bullshit before this happened, but something followed me back from Lake Shawnee. Something evil, perhaps even something ancient. Why did the cool breeze freak you out?
So what I'm
Maybe
what,
it was a draft.
what I'm thinking is he was laying on the couch and the door opened, and then the wind came in and smacked him in the face, and he woke up like, why is the door open? We closed it or whatever. So I'm thinking, obviously that ghost was fucking annoyed, and y'all were a bunch of party poopers, so he just dipped.
Or it's an old cabin and it didn't latch correctly and it blew open.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, that's just saying.
That's
Just
plausible.
saying.
I mean, I think the ghost getting annoyed and leaving was cooler, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Just seems kind of, I don't know. I mean, listen, I guess logic, but in that state of mind too, when you're out there and with your buddies and you're all like kind of spooked out as it is, and you're like, and then something happens, you're like, oh my God, it's Satan,
It's the only thing that makes
Sorry,
sense.
Satan, I'm just kidding. You know what I mean?
Don't call his name right
Yeah,
now, man.
yeah. I'm just kidding. So, you know what I mean? Like, I guess you can get hyped up about it.
Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting.
To say the least.
Yes,
to say the least. Yes. So now, like I said, I watched a bunch of YouTube videos of people going out and, doing their ghost hunting, ghost busting things and stuff like that, you know. But I found one from a YouTube video from, his name is Omar Gosh.
Oh my gosh.
It's pretty amazing. So it's Omar Gosh TV, where some ghost hunters talk to a particular ghost. That's me, sorry, not the video.
Number 10.
There you go.
That's the one that people have witnessed on more than one occasion. An apparition. We're going to try to reach out to that apparition that can be seen, as well as the little girl that haunts the swing area that may have been the little girl that was killed by the truck. So I'm using an app that is from the same developers as the other app that I'm always using. Now, if you want to use either of these apps that I'm using, links are down below, and it's available for Apple as well as Android. I used this app not long ago, and it was the first time ever that I had used it. It's actually pretty scary. So there's different channels that you can use here, and you
I've
can
seen
add
those
like a
before.
reverb
We should get some of those.
effect. And what's really cool too is that there's a visual. We'll get to that in a second. So let's go ahead and communicate with whatever spirit's here. What's the name of the spirit that is here that occupies bucket number 10? Mike? Is it Mike?
Or did it say 9?
We'll go here to visual. That's kind of cool. Ooh. So your name is Mike? It said Mike right after I asked again. Mike. Why are you here, Mike? What's your story, Mike? I want to know. Mad? You say mad?
What
Ooh.
did you say? We're
don't
here
know.
with you, or
I don't know.
It sounded like I said none of your business.
Yes, that was crazy.
Was that you?
no? Not me.
Who's here with us? Shawnee. The Shawnee.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
His fucking face.
Terror? Did they treat you like a terrorist would?
I would just let it talk.
I'm not gonna say anything. Let's walk.
What was that?
What?
Yo, there was
What?
just...
What?
There was just shadows literally all
Shadows?
around us. I
Nuh-uh.
swear there were so many just shadows
No.
right here around you. It has to be
God.
on camera. I don't know. I was up by your face.
There they come. Is that what it said?
Yeah.
Come on, let's walk to the swing. We're not here to disrespect you at all.
Look, my hand won't stop shaking.
Dude, Tiffany, I don't know what Tiffany saw right
Dude,
now,
the entire,
but she's shaking really bad.
everything around you was just like, I don't even know how to explain it.
What spirits were around me right now? You don't want to talk anymore? Dude, there's something right behind me.
Did that just say Omar?
That said my name.
Leave?
Omar, leave? Do you want me to leave?
Yeah, that's what it said.
All right, I'm leaving.
Thank you.
Disrespect you at all. Do you want me to stop communicating?
Leave. It said it again.
Do you want me to stop communicating with the spirit box?
Yes.
God, I'm scared.
Yeah,
I don't know
you should
why.
turn it off.
Leave again. All right, I'm turning this off. So,
I told you, I felt this whole time. I'm normally cool with the spirit box.
Yeah.
I love hearing it. I think it's very cool. For whatever reason, I felt like it was just not a good idea tonight.
really?
Yes, I'm not lying. You know I'm always down for that type of stuff.
It's crazy because Tiffany did say something about not using the spirit box. Whoa! What?
There's a bat just flew out at us. You see that?
Uh-uh.
Right here. Where my light
Oh, I
is.
see it. That flew out at us?
Yes. Wait, don't
Wow.
they say spirits can communicate through birds? I swear I've heard that before. I don't even feel safe anymore.
No?
No.
Do you want to leave?
I'm I don't know, I just feel like that was such a bad idea.
I legit felt uncomfortable doing that spirit box communication. But you know what? That's why you're respectful. You ask permission. If they say no, if they say leave, you leave. You don't provoke it. One thing that...
All right. So anyway, that was them out there, and they, and there's so many videos like this out there where you can actually watch and have people go out to, Lake Shawnee, and they see things. That I watched one where this guy, I was gonna actually play some of it, but it was so this dude claimed that he could actually, he was basically channeling the ghosts.
Gotcha.
And it was just so corny. I just couldn't do it. I'm like, all right, I'm done. I can't do that. So anyway, if you want to check those out, you can also do that. Just look up Lake Shawnee, ghosts or haunted Lake Shawnee on YouTube, and you can check that out. And, it is what it is, right? Yeah. It is what it is, I guess.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god! Oh my gosh! So yeah, that's pretty much what we have as far as Lake Shawnee. It's got a great story to it, and it's literally one of the most haunted ones. I know this is a little bit shorter of an episode, but it's a cool story.
Yeah,
and it's not far from us either. It's probably about I'd say about 4 hours from us.
You want to go there?
Sure. All right. Why not? We can do that. Right?
Just when it warms up.
Yeah,
I'm not going out there right now.
Well, it's almost Kentucky, isn't it? It's southern West Virginia. It's almost Virginia.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So, that'd be 50, 55 right now.
Better than it. Well, today's supposed to be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thankfully.
So anyway, that's pretty cool to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was...
what do you think? You believe it?
That amusement park exists? Yeah, man.
And now, boys and girls, it's your favorite part of the show, the movie review. Which top 10 movies will make the cut today?
Ta-da! All right, so we're going to be talking about in the movies. We are going to be talking about the top 10 horror movies based in carnivals and amusement parks. Right?
Yeah.
Yes, and of course, one of our favorite websites. This is from ranker.com. Number 10 on our list. Number 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it number 10?
Yes.
We're on number 10 right now, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You got that?
No, what number are we on?
10.
Oh, okay, good.
Okay. It is Carnival of Souls.
Oh, it's a great movie.
Starring Candace Hilgoss, Francis Feast, Sidney Berger. Okay. From 1962. And it says, let's see, Mary Henry ends up the sole survivor of a fatal car accident through mysterious circumstances. Trying to put the incident behind her, she moves to Utah and takes a job as a church organist. But her fresh start is interrupted by visions of a fiendish man. As the visions begin to occur more frequently, Mary finds herself drawn to the deserted carnival on the outskirts of town. The strangely alluring carnival may hold the secret to her tragic past.
Oh.
First time we did that today. That's
Yeah.
weird.
It was weird.
I'm lacking. This is number 23 of 102 of the 100 best movies streaming on the Criterion channel. I don't know what that is.
Interesting.
Number 11 of 51 of free movies, the best films in the public domain. And number 22 of 57 of the best gothic horror movies. There you go. Number 9 on our list is Hellfest.
That was a good movie.
You have seen this one?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Amy Forsyth, Rain Edwards, Bex Taylor Klaus. Great name. From 2018, let's see. On Halloween night, 3 young women and their respective boyfriends head to Hellfest, a ghoulish traveling carnival that features a labyrinth of rides, games, and mazes. They soon face a bloody night of terror when a mass serial killer turns the horror theme park into his own personal playground.
It was very, very cringy acting, of course.
I could probably tell, and it's not on any list whatsoever.
It's very cringy. It was on Netflix for
Yeah?
a little bit. It was all right. I mean, it was interesting.
It'd be okay?
It'd be all right.
All right.
Yeah.
Number 8 on the list. Love this movie. It's Zombieland.
Where are all the fucking Twinkies?
Of course, Woody Harrelson, Jesse Eisenberg, and Emma Stone from 2009. If you don't know this one, I will tell you. After a virus turns most people into zombies, the world's surviving humans remain locked in an ongoing battle against the hungry undead. 4 survivors, Tallahassee and his co-hosts Columbus, Wichita, and Little Rock, abide by a list of survival rules and zombie-killing strategies as they make their way toward a rumored safe haven in Los Angeles.
He shot Bill Murray.
Yeah, it's got an amazing spot in it with Bill Murray.
It's so good.
God, it was so good.
Have you seen the second one?
I don't think I started watching it, but I don't think I finished it.
Yeah, you should watch it.
I will.
It's not as good as the first one, but
It never is.
interesting.
Awesome. Number 73 of 247 of the best rainy day movies. Odd.
Oh, yeah.
Number 6 of 30 of the 22. Wait, listen. Number 6 of 30 of the 22 plus best fast moving zombie movies.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a lot of numbers.
Number 1 of 13 of the most delightful Bill Murray cameos.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, that is pretty awesome. Okay, what other movies are on that? Hold on. I got to see what other
Of
movies are
the
on
Bill
that.
Murray cameos?
Yeah. Let's see here. I'm sorry. Zombieland, like we just said. Little Shop of Horrors. Love it.
Yeah.
Get Smart. I didn't know he was in that.
Yeah.
Ghostbusters. Yeah.
Get Smart. He
the
plays
new
one of the FBI agents or whatever.
Okay. Parks and Recreation. Didn't know he was on there. The Grand Budapest Hotel. No idea. Dumb and Dumber 2.
Wait, what?
Yeah. It says prior to its release, Dumb and Dumber 2 swirled with rumors about potential celebrity cameos. Even Jennifer Lawrence was mentioned as a possibility. J. Law apparently ended up on the cutting room floor at her own request, but Murray's in the final cut. In the film, Jeff Daniels introduces Lloyd to his new roommate, Ice Pick. In a Breaking Bad kind of situation, we're surprised to find that Murray is the one cooking up what appears to be crystal or rock candy. As here, okay, so he was, all right.
I don't even remember that.
Then Square Pegs, Angie Tribeca, Vice Principals, Coffee and Cigarettes. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, the Darjeeling Limited and the Limits of Control. Okay.
No idea.
I'm taking their word for it.
Okay.
Yep. All right, moving on. Number 7 is Something Wicked This Way Comes from 1983. Jason Robards, Jonathan Pryce, and Diane Ladd. Mr. Dark brings his traveling carnival to a small Midwestern town and grants wishes for a price. That's all it says. Okay. Number
Okay.
237 of 391 of the best movies based on books. Number 168 of 179 of the best movies for families. And number 81 of 189 of the best and scariest psychological thrillers of all time. Damn. I might have to watch that.
It said best movies for families.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, best movie. Yeah.
Huh.
I don't know. Number 6, House of a Thousand Corpses.
That's a good one.
Sid Haig, Bill Moseley, Sherry Moon Zombie. Of course, she's in that freaking movie because she's in all of them. 2003. And you guys probably know what that is, right?
Yeah.
Let's see here. Number 72 of 886 of the best cult classic movies of all time. Damn. Number 8 of 23 of underrated Halloween movies you should watch this year.
Good.
Okay.
I like it.
It's a good movie. It's
Yeah.
fun. The acting in it is absolutely horrible.
It is most.
It is so bad. It did introduce Rainn Wilson, though, which is very cool to me. That's Dwight Schrute.
Oh, really?
That was his first movie. Yeah.
No.
Mhm.
Seriously?
Mhm.
No shit.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah, swear to God.
This was 2003?
Is that what I said? Yeah, 2003. Yeah.
When did Transformers come out?
More than meets the eyes. By the way,
new-
found an Optimus Prime
Wait, what?
Lego.
You did?
Yes.
What?
And once it's built, it transforms. I know, it's so expensive though. Anyway.
Yeah.
So number 5 on the list is Final Destination 3 with Mary Elizabeth Winstead, Ryan Merriam, and Chris Lernche.
That's my favorite one.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Let's see. We all know the premise of all these movies. 2006, number 6 of 21 of Smart Ways Dumb Horror Sequels Improve on the Originals.
Yep.
Number 135 of 188 of the greatest slasher movies ever made. And number 35 of 209 of the best teen movies rated R.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Okay. Number 4, Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I
Fuck yeah,
hear
dude.
they're rebooting that. I
They
think-
are. They're
yeah.
making a video game out of it.
Are they?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Like, literally, it's going to be like one of the coolest freaking video games of this year.
Grant Kramer, Suzanne Snyder, and John Allen Nelson. If you don't know, this is from 1988, when teenagers Mike and Debbie see a comet crash outside their sleepy small town. They investigate and discover a pack of murderous aliens who look very much like circus clowns. They try to warn the local authorities, but everyone assumes their story is a prank. Meanwhile, the clowns set about harvesting and eating as many people as they can. It's not until they kidnap Debbie that Mike decides it's up to him to stop the clown's bloody rampage. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Number 188 of the funniest 80s movies. Number 14 of 15 of underrated sci-fi movies where Earth fends off an alien invasion. Number 44 of 64 of the most rewatchable horror movies. It's campy. It's funny.
Yeah.
It's good.
It's good. I can't wait for the video game to come out, though.
Number 3 on our list is It. Stephen King's It, the original It, with Tim Curry, Seth Green, and John Ritter. And its description, not that you need it, because pretty much everyone's seen this, main friends struggle with the embodiment of evil. Okay, well, thank you for that.
Fair enough.
Appreciate it. Number 174 of 375 of, quote, old movies every young person needs to watch in their lifetime. Number 148 of 391 of the best movies based on books. And number 8 of 59 of the best movies based on Stephen King books. And it's great. I mean,
Yeah.
I liked the new one, but to me, growing up and seeing that original one, like, because that was like a made-for-TV movie,
Right.
and I actually watched it, and it scared the shit out of me.
Really?
Oh yeah.
See, I think the newer one is more realistic scary, where the old one is just like it's a scary movie.
It's campy. It's campy. Number 2 on the list is The Fun House, starring Elizabeth Barrage, Cooper Huckabee, and Miles Chapin from 1981. Rebellious teen Amy defies her parents by going to a trashy carnival that has pulled into town. In tow are her boyfriend Buzz and their friends Liz and Richie. Thinking it would be fun to spend the night in the campy funhouse horror ride, the teens witness a murder by a deformed worker wearing a mask. Locked in, Amy and her friends must evade the murderous carnival workers and escape before it leaves town the next day. Number 52 of 119 of the best movies of 1981. Number 5 of 25 of video nasties that are actually worth watching. Okay. Number 207 of 220 of 80s movies we wish we would finally get sequels to.
Okay, that sounds cool. But
Yeah.
what video nasties? Is that like bad guys, or is that like doing
Yeah,
the nasty?
I guess it's bad guys.
Okay.
Yeah. It's any idea or any guesses what number 1 might be on this?
The new It.
You think so? Well, let's figure it out. Number 1 is Freaks. Wallace Ford, Olga Baklanova, and Leela Hyams from 1932. I actually know about this movie. If this is the one I'm thinking about. So they actually, so back in the day when, what's his name?
Bill, Bob, Ted.
No, the Ringling brother, what's his name? The guy that started that whole thing.
The Ringling Brothers?
Yeah, like Barnum Bailey and all that stuff. What was the guy's name? The main dude.
I don't
guy. They just, Hugh Jackman did a movie about him recently.
Oh, the
Greatest Showman.
Yeah, The Greatest Showman. I don't remember his name.
Damn it. Anyway, so he and all these other places used to hire, physically deformed people,
right,
and would put them up as freaks and whatnot. So they made a movie about it, and the movie was so disturbing that like people, they, no pun intended, freaked out about it.
Really?
And they had to like cut a bunch of parts and pieces out of it before they could release it and everything.
What was so disturbing?
And well, it's
seen an 800-pound man. 1930s. Yeah, true that.
So if you're showing like some deformed guy or lady with like 2 arms and stuff like that.
Yeah. With the Siamese twins and all that shit.
Yeah. It says, when trapeze artist Cleopatra learns that a circus midget, Hans, has an inheritance, she marries the lovesick diminutive performer, all the while planning to steal his fortune and run off with her lover, strongman Hercules. When Hans' friends and fellow performers discover what is going on, they band together and carry out a brutal revenge that leaves Hercules and Cleopatra knowing what it truly means to be a freak.
On a leash. Oh, wow.
Okay, you said freak on a leash, and then you did.
I did the disturb thing.
Yep,
Fuck off.
Yep.
Go
Nope, can't do that. Yep. Nope.
I got snot in my throat, so I got stuck there.
You guys can also go back and we did the Sideshow Freaks episode a while back, and we talked about a lot of those people that were actually doing that back in the day, like the guy with the lobster claws that that was like beating his family, and his wife like killed him and shit.
Yeah, that was also season 4 of American Horror Story.
Yeah, I'm glad they're taking all that stuff. Anyway, this one is number 10 of 20 of the best horror movies with weddings ranked. Number 8 of 15 of the 15 best black and white horror movies, and number 14 of 105 of the best movies that are super weird. So there you go. Those are the movies. And yes, that was Lake Shawnee Amusement Park. If you guys get a chance, you should go there.
Yeah.
If you've been there, let us know. But you should go there, and you should like take some, audio or video or whatever and send it over to us.
Do it.
And especially if you, don't send us something if there's nothing there. You know what I mean? It's like you just sitting on a bench. You guys said send you something.
Actually, I kind of want to see that do that.
Okay, yeah, send that too. Whatever. Yeah, send it to. It's fine. You can do that. But that's it. Is it haunted? It's possible. Like I said, the recipe for it, if something like that were to exist, is definitely viable.
Well, the only thing that we don't have there that we should probably have in order for it to be a perfect recipe is a bunch of crazy people burning witches at the stake. We got one person, but we need witches.
Yeah, but we do have at least one.
Yeah, we do have.
You know what I mean? So that's like half the egg.
Yeah,
for the recipe.
It'll be a little dry, but there's still some sustenance.
Exactly. So yeah, I don't know. Did it happen? I guess we'll have to go out there and find out for ourselves.
Yeah, coming to you soon this summer.
I gotta fix it's so like I gotta thicken it up. I gotta thicken it up. So anyway, do us a favor, make sure to stop. Oh, Sean Connery stopped up. Sean Connery. I can't do it. Make sure to stop over to our official website, the midnighttrainpodcast.com. At our website, you can buy some merchandise over there. You can click on sponsors and support the sponsors over there. Because what kind of merchandise is it over there?
Super sweet.
Super sweet. You can get all kinds of stuff. But yeah, you click on the sponsors over there. Like I said, we're not doing the sponsor commercials anymore because, to be honest, I'm annoyed by them myself.
Glad you said it.
Yes, that's fine. I'll take it. So, but we would love for you guys to do that, and you guys get deals on stuff. So click on sponsors when you head over to the website, and do that because it shows them that we're getting you guys to it, and then you get a deal, and they come back to us, and they're like, "Hey, good job, guys."
And we get a pat on the back.
Yeah, right. And hopefully, I don't know, free Dr. Squatch or something.
That'd be amazing. Some candles.
Yeah, I highly doubt it, but yeah. So if you like what you heard from us, do us a favor. Head on over to that website I mentioned earlier, the midnighttrainpodcast.com. Click on the Patreon button or go to patreon.com/the Midnight Train Podcast and sign up to be a first-class fucking passenger.
Do it.
It's $5, right? For as little as $5. You get all the bonus episodes. Plus, you get us and our love and dedication to you.
Yes. And you get the real us.
Right. And listen, we're trying to raise money to get Logan's hair even more blonde than it is now.
Shut up.
You want to explain that real quick?
Yeah, so there's a fan expo coming to town in March, and a buddy of mine for my birthday got me tickets to go to it for the weekend. And so he wanted to cosplay some stuff. And if there's any anime fans out there, I am trying my damnedest to cosplay Satoru Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen. And if you don't know what that is...
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Satoru Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen.
God bless you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome. You gotta say it with the voice.
What's the name again?
Satoru Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen.
Sadru Dojo from Cuckoo Kaiser.
But basically, he's got like this really, really frost, like ice white hair. And my wife is a hairstylist, cosmetologist, whatever you want to call her. She's amazing. And I'm trying to have her do it for me instead of buying a stupid wig. So,
yeah. So, yeah, so we have to support you in that.
You don't have to. You can make fun of me all day long. It's fine.
No, I'm supporting. I'm saying the listeners should support you.
Oh, yeah.
By signing up for
I gotta go
Patreon.
white.
And then you get the bonuses, but then you can also help Logan get more and more whiter hair. And listen, of course, we love music, okay? And if you didn't know that, yes, we do. We are musicians. Well, at least kind of.
I like music.
Yeah. So it's a very big deal. Music is huge to me, and we love it so much. We want future generations of musicians to have accessibility and music education. So, of course, we give to a great cause, the Save the Music Foundation. Their mission is to help students, schools, and communities reach their full potential through the power of making music. As one of the leading music foundations in the United States, they support their partner communities in 3 ways: by donating musical instruments and musical technology, providing support services for teachers, and advocating for music education. And we, every month, will donate 20% of our merch sales and our Patreon subscription donations from this show and from Icons and Outlaws.
Yes.
So support the show, get a ton of bonuses, and help a great cause. And you can also, for more information, to donate personally, go to savethemusic.org, because music honestly saved my freaking life, so I just want to give back.
Yeah, man.
That's what I like to do. And plus, Icons and Outlaws, we're going to be coming out soon with some new stuff there.
Some new stuff?
New stuff.
Oh.
New episodes and a new idea that's happening over there. You know what I'm talking about over there, right?
Yeah, I got you.
You know what I'm talking about over here?
A little bippity
This
boppity
fucking
boo,
guy over here. He wants to fucking come out here and me. You don't do that, huh? You see what I'm saying?
No.
No, you don't do that. Tony Soprano just showed up. I don't understand. Made myself a sandwich. You know what I mean? What are you talking about?
He's an outlaw, I mean, I guess.
He is. Bobbity boopy. You know what I mean? Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Midnight Train Pod. Actually, I think, is that what it is now?
No, I like changed it.
Yeah, whatever. Just follow us on Twitter. Just look at the Midnight Train Podcast.
Hey, just Google.
Yeah, on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen. If you can rate us, please rate us. All right? And we do have some listener or some ratings and, should I say, reviews that we got to get Satan in here to read for us.
Yeah, whatever the fuck he's done.
I don't know. I haven't really talked to him since the whole shenanigans with Sam Socks and shit. So
did they even make it back?
I've been kind of out of the country for two weeks.
True.
So, yeah.
They don't like talking to me.
Not that that's a big deal or anything.
No, it's not. It's not at all.
I'm not trying to be that guy at all. Holy shit.
I am a fucking big deal, okay?
You guys just had to listen to the Patreon bonus to understand what the hell happened and what we went through. Holy shnikes. So listen, we cannot thank you enough for all the love, the support, all you listeners, the new people that are signing up to the Facebook page for the group and stuff like that. It's awesome. Absolutely love it. And you guys really do keep this whole train on the tracks and moving forward. Thank you so much for listening, and a very special thank you to our fearless executive producer, Patreon first class passenger motherfucker. To Mendy F., George DeJesus, Megan McTerry, Tomislav Sabota, Amanda Denz, Chris Lucas, Zachary Danielson, Joseph Aramo, Kelly Ryan, Nathan Diekman, Nicholas Cooper, Caitlin McKinney, Trent Scott, Spencer Dunlap, Jacob Cook, Maggie Brothers, Miles Campbell, Brian Gunsman, Colleen Cox, Pumpkin Escobar, Mac Doherty, Turner Cox, sorry about that, Turner Cox, Sydney Sayer, Janice Sherrill, Chad Flint, Chris McLeod, Justin Kowalczyk, Rob Webb from the Fun Box Podcast. Make sure you follow that guy. He's really cool. Christina Skelton and Jessica Bartolome from the Sisters Skelton Podcast. Those are our sisters from the Another Mista over there. So make sure you guys check that podcast out as well. Maria Gibbs to Chainsaw.
What the fuck?
Jigsaw, Rick Resler, Courtney Batchelor, Katie Brabenick, and of course, the one and only Bill Birch. Oh, you got this? Okay. Yeah. Wait. I kind of need a drum roll.
Oh, good for you.
Oh, that's better.
Is it better?
Better. It's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming.
Getting
Sounds
there.
like you smoked a couple packs of cigarettes. That's good.
Only on my weekends, honey.
So listen, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We will be back next week with another amazing episode. And don't forget to sign up for our Patreon for all the bonuses, especially about H.H. Holmes and the Columbian Exposition and my wife and I's adventure over to basically the other side of the world.
Just do it.
Do it.
Hey.
Do it. And not only that, but stay safe out there. And as always,
A choo-choo, motherfucker!
Now go home and get your fucking shine box.
Shawnee River, please don't burn me at the stake.